tap the music.
Trey's on the track.
Hey, let that ride.
What's up, everybody? It's Frag Illuminati here this weekend talking about, talk about our goals and our mission and who we are and what actually we stand for. It's only one Frag Illuminati, so just kind of give you a peep and insight on who we are and what we do and the purpose in which we do it. So I'm going to say hello, start off hello. We're going to follow with Rock. We're going to follow with Bees, and then Mr. Go Home Rock.
He said, "Mr. Go Home Roger."
I didn't want to, hey man, I didn't want to say Go Home Roger because if he thinks he's Roger, he might leave or something. You told me to leave. What's up, Rock?
What's up, though? What's going on, everybody?
B-Man?
Hey, how y'all? I'm looking at that beverage you taking down. I need to get me a shot too. Good evening, everybody. This is Be Easy. How y'all doing today?
What's happening, everybody? This is Roger, from Sister.
Was it really a Roger on Sister, man?
Wow.
Yeah, well, his name wasn't Roger. You know what? I'm changing my name. I forgot that dude's a creep.
That's what
I completely forgot about that. He was halfway cool at one point. Let me change my name. I'll do it later. Don't worry about it, guys.
Well, man.
So some of you all know, y'all been riding with us for a minute since we started. We are the Frag Illuminati. We're the only Frag Illuminati out there, and it kind of felt the need to get out and say what we're about. We did an introduction show when we first started doing this thing. And so I think it's about time that we get out and differentiate who we are and what our purpose and our mission is. And I'll say that what we're doing is a different concept from what other people are doing. Down the road, you may be some other groups out there that other people that come out and try to do the same thing, but just want to reassure you that there's only one Frag Illuminati, and that's the guys you see on the screen right now. Our purpose is to provide the Frag community with content, with information regarding fragrances, from buying to selling to consuming, how to create collections, what to look for, what to look out for, what not to do. So it's kind of an overview of all the things. We are not fragrance reviewers by any chance. But now if we do a review on a fragrance, understand that we're doing it from a perspective where it's our opinion solely. We're not getting paid to provide our opinion. We're not getting paid to say good things or bad things. We're just going to give it to you like we see it. Our collections are collections that we purchased. We've not been influenced by anybody or any group. So what we give you is going to be factual. Now, it's 4 of us, and we're all intelligent people. We all have different views. Sometimes we'll agree 100% on everything, and other times we're going to agree on anything. And that may not be 100%, but what we do as a group, we respect the opinions of other people. And not to say that we're going to get along all the time, but we find a way to make it work. And so we're there to serve the community, Frag community. We're active in a lot of fragrance groups. We are interactive with a lot of people in those groups. They know us personally and interact with us on a daily basis. If they have questions, we have the expertise and knowledge to answer their questions. If not, we have sources where we'll link them to, or we'll get the information and pass them on. Rod, give us a little about what you bring to the table on behalf of the group. We call him the professor, and there's a reason we call him professor.
Well, I pretty much do all the technical work on it. Technical work on the show. I post the show, I edit the show, I record the show. I bring it out. I do what I can to provide insight on what type of notes and notes are in particular frags and things of that nature. I try to reach out to other people within Fragcom to kind of get our names out there. So that's me.
Yeah. Do you specialize in any brand of fragrance, or are you just what fragrances do you specifically? I know I like certain brands, and I gravitate towards particular brands. Is there any brands that you would identify as being your main brands, or you just go with what you like?
Well, I have gradually moved strictly into niche perfumery. And with that, I have a vast collection of pretty much uh, all of the, I mean, well, not all of them, of course, but I have a vast collection, I mean, a vast variety of a lot of niche brands. Most of my collection steers toward slightly mass appealing, amberish, amberish, gourmandish type scents. I do have a lot of woody, spicy type scents, and quite a few fresh scents. So one of my favorite and most gotten brands is Xerjoff. I have 9 of those offerings. So, and then from there, I got Argos. I got plenty of Amarage, and um, well, these are Victorias. So I range from the mid-range niche up into the upper scale niche.
So for people that don't know, there are levels to the niche fragrances. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Of course, there's levels to it. I mean, you got independent houses, which people are say are separate from niches, and you have those you have niche brands that where you can get that cost as little as $200 or in that 150 to $200 range. Then you have niche brands that go all the way up to 3,500. It just depends.
Well, let me put my disclaimer out there. I ain't got none of those.
Liar. Liar.
Not the $3,500 range. I ain't that. You count me out there, man. I ain't there yet. B man,
What's
what about you?
good,
Tell us a
brother?
little about what you bring to the table, man.
Ah, good question. The thing that I bring to the table is the motivation and passion that was behind the whole project was to kind of break the trends that was going on in Fragcom with reviewers. Some people were compromised; they're getting paid to say what they need to say about the fragrance. You had other people who was just giving out whatever information to manipulate. So what I try to do is to give you the 100, to give you the opportunity that we're not being manipulated to say we like something or not, to try to educate, to try to entertain, and to try to reinvigorate this thing with fragrances and to generate the love again. You know, to tear down some of the walls on beginners versus niche versus snob versus this versus that, to tear those walls down, to do the education, to show different things in order to try to enhance what we offer to the people who follow the show. You get kind of tired of just hearing people talking about the top note, mid note, this, that, and the third, this a must have, panty dropper, all that bullshit. No, let's give people what they really need to know. You know, give people
So
what they
tell
really
us,
need to
tell
know.
us what you really mean, man.
That's just my thing. I wanted us to give people something that they've been looking for years, you know, and that's what we do. The beauty of what we do is each individual is different. Each person brings a different skill set. Rock lightly indicated the things that he brings to the table. Andre can talk about his resume, very extensive, regardless of his age, his mind, and his depth, and all of the different types of fragrances from cheap all the way up to the top. It's a lot. So when you get to our show, you get 4 different points of views. Each person brings something great to the table. So when you go into our show, not only are you getting one point of view, you get multiple point of views, and there's no way that you can leave our podcast without grabbing something from somebody. And the other thing is we genuinely love and care about one another, and it's not being revenue driven. It's more of a situation that we doing something that we're passionate about. So I know that sounds boring, but that's just where I come with it and how I feel about the group.
Well, what kind of are you off in the brands on fragrance? Have specific brands that you gravitate toward too?
Man,
I mean,
where's my turban, yo? Where's
that's
my
a fair
turban?
question, man.
Man, where's my turban? Where's my camel? You know what I do, man. Arabian Oud, Tea, Creed, Parfum de Marley, y'all trying to help me with my palate and getting it to another level, with the purges and stuff like that, seeing other offerings. But I started with Creed, Parfum de Marley, and now I'm venturing up. Zerdroff was next. And then with the help of the guys in the group, my palate and my nose is getting better. But I'm just stuck in Middle East for some reason. I don't think
Oh,
I'm
we
going
know.
anywhere no time soon.
No, I knew that. I think we all knew when we saw the camel parked in your driveway.
Yeah, where my camel at? Yeah, it needs that.
Mr. Roger, tell us what you bring to the table, man. Other than what we see.
Well, everybody knows that I'm the mastermind to the whole thing. I bring new names every week. As you can see, there's one right there. I'm going to continue bringing new names. I haven't given everybody else a name yet, but for me, I got the names. I also bring fragrances. One of my favorites are Chanel, something, and Savage. There it is.
Oh Lord.
That's pretty much what I bring.
I thought you off in the roses, man. And what's the other one you've been collecting lately?
Mm-mm. I don't know what
You
you're
don't
talking
know
about.
that? That's not you?
Mm-mm. I ain't got none of that. I got a good background picture right here. That's about it.
That's not yours?
No, that's nothing. That's just a picture. So
Now we're all and I think and Bernie kind of give us history on how we came together, because we didn't really know each other before we started collaborating and bringing the group together. Tell us how that started out, Bernie.
I came. I watched the reviewer and I was like, something is missing. And I watched how we interacted on Facebook groups and how well we got along and how everyone had a different point of view. And I said it would be kind of dope if you could have a group of guys coming together and talking about fragrances, right? To kind of break the trend. And we reached out to one another and formed our little chat group. We rolled it around for what about Dre? Like for a year? I think it was like almost a year we rolled it around
yeah.
before we finally launched it. And it's been a good ride ever since. And it's coming to what I thought it was going to be, something that's different from what's being offered currently out there.
Most
And what
definitely.
would you say it was a good vibe, man? And was it a good?
Hell yeah. Yeah. It was good. The thing is, a lot of times when they say you got to manifest, you have to see it. So I saw it. And then over the 2-year period, it manifested into what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
And I think it's gonna be something that is different and was much needed in the fragcom community. With fragcom.
Now, since you guys mentioned the houses that you all favor, and
Mm-hmm.
Rock, you name a few of them. Rock's pretty versatile with his collection. Andre's pretty versatile. He's got a couple of houses he favor. I have same thing with Bernie. I think Rock is probably the most versatile guy on the group when it comes to fragrances.
Yeah.
Mine, I gravitate toward Clive Christian. I gravitate toward Creed, Flourish London, and I have other offerings that are different houses. But for the most part, my biggest houses are the Clive Christian and Creed, and Flourish London, of course. So that's what I gravitate to. Now let me ask you a question, guys. If there is, and this is an important thing. There's four of us, and we have resources available. If someone wanted to know about a particular house or fragrance, say for example, if they wanted to sample Boadicea, and they
Mm-hmm.
contacted us, would we have a source to give them information about the product or researcher to gravitate or tell them where to gravitate to get an answer?
Oh, you said would we?
Would we? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure one of us got the plug on something. Now, so I got a few people that I know that around the Zerjoff, Rosa, Boadicea, pretty much got that on lock. I can probably find somebody to get you what you need, what you want from one of those houses. Anything else is kind of up in the air for me at least. But most of my plugtations are there.
Like, what's that word?
Plugtations.
You over
Oh,
there,
bro.
you was over there making up stuff, man.
That's
Hey,
what I do
man,
all day.
if somebody wanted that Middle East stuff, man, and want to learn about it, would you have connections on that, man?
Are
Mhm.
we selling? I mean, are we selling products, or what you mean by plugs, or
That,
bringing? I mean,
I'm talking about.
if you wanted to,
I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about information. If
okay.
somebody had a question on particular fragrances, Dre kind of went to a different point with it, but
Mm,
I'm talking about if somebody asked a question
He taking
a
the whole
question
bottle
about
to the
that's
fragrances.
head.
what I thought you
Right, is
said.
Dre drinking the last 40? Is that the
He took
last
the
40?
whole
I
bottle to
keep
the head.
I'm like, man.
no guys.
Shit.
Look, audience. I want you to know right now. I'm not an alcoholic. This is water. I can tell these guys this is water. I don't drink
Okay.
alcohol that much.
Okay.
Okay.
He turned the whole bottle up.
I wouldn't be that reckless. Come on now, guys. I don't think I would at
Mm.
least. I thought that's what you were saying. But like info, yeah, I can give you some info. It's not gonna be good info, but I can give you some info. I can help
And
as much as I can. I think with stuff like that, I'd probably refer most people to either Rock or Bernie because they good with the notes. I suck at notes. I can tell you
Yeah.
that something
I
smells
mean,
good.
and it all depends on who's asking, because some people, like Bernie said, are not interested in notes. They just want to know how it smells. And then
That too.
even if you do decipher and tell them what the note is, they're not gonna know what's going on. And I'm not
Well,
trying to insult anybody's intelligence when I say that. It's just that because my wife all day could tell you anything that was being. I mean, especially when it came to food, she could tell you what she smelled and what seasoning, what you didn't put in it. But a lot of people just don't have those discerning noses. I know I don't when it comes to food. I couldn't tell you how much cayenne pepper or cilantro you didn't put in something. But some
I
people,
can tell you nothing about
right,
that one.
He said as long as it tastes good.
I
right,
don't know nothing about I don't even
right,
know those words you just said.
right.
What is
But
that?
some people they can pick out those notes, but some people just don't. They just want to know if it smells good and if it's going to be something to their liking.
we
Oh,
all know
really?
we all know everything is subjective. I mean, what may smell
Mhm.
good to me may not smell good to you. And I think, and we did another show on this, understanding the notes and what they are and the chords. We did a show on that to educate people on what all that stuff means. Rock and we'll say, I think we all agree. If we want to break down on a fragrance, we holler
Oh
at
yeah, I'm
Rock.
going straight to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call him
Mm-hmm.
Professor, because he's going to dissect everything. He's going to tell us exactly what's in it. He's going to tell us about stuff we ain't ever heard of, because I think he came. What was that note you came up with, man? What was that thing, man? Civet? Civet?
Oh
Civet?
That
Castoria,
raccoon piss. Yeah.
it's cat
Castoria.
pee. Oh,
Cast. Hey, man. Hey, he said castor him. I was like, man, when I was a little boy, castor oil. I was like, man, was it castor oil?
I hope we know what half this stuff is. That's why I think I'll come to y'all. Like everybody has like a separate a separate talent. Like Brandon knows how to explain something in a way is almost poetic, but it's not gonna be like like it's not gonna be like an explicit breakdown of each note. I'm going to rock if I need to find out what
Man,
that opening
Professor.
is like, where the middle is, where the what is it? The bass? Oh yeah, the bass.
Breakdown, all that.
I'm going to
You
Leonard when I
also
want to
have
go find
to
out about a house I don't know about.
you
Yep.
also have
Mm,
to
yep.
realize when there isn't a change, when the fragrance is going to become linear. But that goes to the journey. I mean, you learn that as a journey.
Yeah.
We all call this a passion of ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think it just comes along with the journey through watching certain people in my experience going through this game. You know, you listen to people that had those, and like at first I couldn't, right? I could not,
Hmm.
and we'll go with Aventus. When I first smelled Aventus, I did not know it was a pineapple fragrance. I knew it smelled nice, but I didn't know it had pineapple in it until people started breaking it down and said it was pineapple, said it was smoke, birch, which is smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's what that is.
yeah. Mhm. See what I'm saying? But
Hey,
I
Rock.
took it on as a challenge to try to go ahead and try to learn that, because as starting to get into this fragrance space became important to me, and it became when I decided that I wanted to start talking about it. You got to have some credibility about it. You can't talk about it, you don't know what's going on. So so that's what I was like. Okay, well, I like it. I want to know more about it, this, that, and the other. So I'm gonna start to learn and start to see if I can feel and go through and try to figure out what's going on, or what stands out between certain fragrances. And I still got a ways to go. I haven't perfected it. It's sometimes that I'm even wrong, right? And chances are, if I am, I try to correct it in the responses or in the comments, or when I edit and go back and say that,
Oh yeah, I've seen you do that a couple times.
yeah, this is not in there, that's in there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think it just comes with the maturity of learning the fragrance game, is to try to pick out the notes, discern the notes. And like I said, some people that ain't important to them. They just want to know if it smells good.
Smells good.
But to me, being in this space, being a content creator, and being and having to talk to people on screen, as opposed to not having a fragrance in front of them and being able to smell it and have them check it out themselves, you have to actually kind of describe this fragrance. I think that's part of what it is that we do.
So you have to paint a picture for 'em, is what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Yep.
Now, Rock, you need to apologize to Drake.
For what?
Because when you say the Ventus has birch in it, Ray been telling people, man, it has something else. Now you done busted him out.
He said birch. Oh, that's what that is?
Well,
I
so
thought it was
we
smoke.
need to issue some apologies to people. So.
I thought I didn't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. When people say it's something and something, I just go with it. So
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, there's smoke in there, real smoke. Like, yeah. I just, I mean, but even with that, so for me, I guess we all know, like with Aventus, let's use Aventus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of us have ever smelled one of those good batches where they say it's all the smokiness and all this. I know I haven't. So
I
I
have.
have no idea. Oh,
I
yeah.
smelled it once when the first time I smelled the vintage, I smelled it.
Mm.
I was
But
like, I haven't.
I haven't owned one of those batches. No.
I was like, I'm just now. I think I'm about to own one of those batches
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
for the first time. Hopefully,
Well,
I
knock
just want a
yourself
good
out,
one.
man. Knock
Oh
yourself
no, no,
out.
no, 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 no! Y'all already know. Y'all already know where I got it from. Cut it out.
I know, but I don't.
Mm.
That's your thing, man. Have at it, bro.
I just had to try it one time. I had to weasel my way in there.
Now,
Why
and,
not?
and guys, tell us a little about your collection, man. What it's composed of. The purpose of your collection. Is it geared toward a certain thing? Is it geared toward certain particular notes? Do you have fragrances for year round? Do you have a seasonal? I mean, just kind of give us a synopsis of what you have in your collection and purpose of your collection.
Well, when I first started collecting, of course, when I first started collecting, I was pretty much, it was all designer. I did everything that everybody else did. I did well, with the exception of Aqua di Gio. I've never smelled Aqua di Gio. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Nah.
No, look at hey man, hey, look at.
But
I started thinking, man, I've been getting that wrong all these years. Man.
right,
He's the
right,
Aquadigio.
yeah, but
Shoot.
I did pretty much everything that everybody else did. I had the 1 million. I had the I still have Issey Miyake. Issey Miyake, I Sauvage, the Blue Day Chanel's, all of that. And then once I got into the niche space, and I think my first niche, which really isn't a niche, it's a designer, but it's a designer on a private line. My first niche was Boy d'Argent. Well, Boy d'Argent from Christian Dior, which is not a niche. It's a designer. But it was my first one into like the exclusive line, right? And once I got into there, I went into, Aventus, and then Aventus, and then Vanille, Sublime Vanille or Vanille, however they pronounce
Yeah.
it. And then, I went crazy from there. And at that point, I was just all over the place. I started buying fragrances because everyone says that they was hot. I wasn't blind. I mean, I wasn't sampling them. I was blind buying them. I was buying. For the most part, I was okay because my nose matured to the point where I was like, okay. But at the same time, I did have a mass appealing nose to the point where it took me a while to understand some fragrances. And it got to the point where I had a lot of fragrances that were smelling almost alike. A lot of fragrances that were redundant in my collection, hence the purge now. What me and the fellas are doing right now, kind of purging out our fragrances. I've amassed at one point over 150 fragrances.
Man.
Quite a few of those fragrances had become redundant to each other. And so, or I just wasn't reaching for them because they were not loves. So because we all have different tastes, and then we all belong to fragrance groups in Facebook where folks do sell a lot of fragrances. I've sold off quite a bit of my fragrances and acquired new ones, right? But right now my focus is on I feel like my collection is complete as far as, I'm not, with everything that we've done since January till now, I don't see anything that I need at this particular point. I got the tobaccos I need, I got the vanillas I need, I got the roses I need, I got the freshies I need. And so, and like most other people in Fragcom, when it comes to new stuff or what I'm going to add going further, it has to be something that's going to have to be better than what I already have, right? Or it has to be worked it to the point where it makes sense for the content, right? Not that we're reviewers or this, that, and the other, but at the same time, if we're going to continue this space, we still got to be updated with what goes out to be able to provide the information out to the people, right? And so that's where I'm at with it now. So I think I got the vast variety of fragrances where I can look at my collection and grab something and not feel like I'm bored with it, or that I'm still going to stand out, right? I'm pretty much got rid of all of my designer fragrances now. I think I got maybe like 4 or 5, right? And so yeah, so
Hey, Rob. Right, Bernie say you need to slim down. You got a recommendation, Bernie, is something he needs to purge out his collection?
Yeah, you need to come up off that blockade.
Speaking of blockade, I did a review. Well, I'm sorry, we the Frag Illuminati.
No,
We
I
did
mean,
a
if you
review.
did one,
right.
Yeah,
We did. I did a description of blockade, and I will tag it up top where y'all can go out and take a look at it. I think I did a good job. Y'all can let us know.
well,
yeah.
a member of the group say it sucks, man. You need to sell it to him. You know,
I
it's
need
not fit to
that.
be in your collection, man. That's what he said. So I'm
Yeah,
not naming names,
yeah,
but
you got that plum and cognac. You don't need no mango, bergamot and pineapple, man. You don't need that. Yeah, you don't need that in your collection.
so B man, tell us
Mm-hmm.
little bit about your collection, man. Where you are with it? Are you happy with it? Are you doing
Oh
something
hell
different?
yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy
I
right
bet you are, aren't you?
Yeah,
I
the
bet,
Frag
huh?
Illuminati purge, yo. It blessed me. It was a total revamp. I started off with designer too, and going with it was more mass appealing and kind of following the masses. And then I went apart from Demarley and Creed for niche, and then that's when I noticed it was a considerable difference. So then after we started talking, it opened my mind and nose to other things, and I ventured off to other houses like Zerjoff, and um, I did the same thing, Bond Nine, Killian, stuff like that. Just walking around, seeing what I like, and trying to figure out what type of notes that I like. And then that's when we ran into Mr. Mondale. Good God, I'm like, when I went to the Middle East, it was a wrap. Then Dre like, man, you over there bullshit. You need to check out T. I was like, oh Lord. Went to the house of T. And I did my little Middle Eastern run, and what the brothers in the Frag Illuminati is doing now is really updating my collection, like with the Kate, the Double Attack. Rock has sent me. How do you pronounce the name of that fragrance?
Mod.
Zimmer,
Oh, you
Ahmad.
talking about okay, because I didn't sent you a couple of fragrances.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Right. So I sent you Izmir.
Mm,
Izmir
nice
from the
joint.
house of
Was that the
Unique.
Mazendy or some shit, stuff like that?
no, that was Unique Luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Nice
Hey
joint.
Rock,
So
hey Rock, hey man, now, bro, you ain't sent me nothing but Tom Ford.
You say nothing
Listen,
but Tom Ford.
shoot, Rock said he
You
need to
say
get that
nothing
designer
but.
out of his collection. Rock said
You like
he don't like
Oh, now he trying to
brutality.
get in on it, but he be trying to act like he don't get nothing.
right.
Yeah, Rock
You
said
said
get this
nothing
Tom
but
Ford up
Tom
out of
That's
Ford.
here.
right. Nothing but
Hey,
a
wait,
Tom
wait,
Ford. I
didn't
got
you get one
one.
of my Oh, okay. I thought you may have gotten one of my Frederick Malls, but it wasn't you. It wasn't
No,
you.
I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that. He got that.
No,
I got.
I get blocked out of the equation, man, so
Oh
fast.
shit.
You
You
know,
took
hey,
advantage of the purge too on the slide.
Oh, he be getting them on the low. He don't be
Yeah, he
saying nothing.
do. He do. He has his. And the thing about it, it don't be. It be some when Leonard participated. It be some major stuff. Now,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. See now with the and to be honest, with that Tom Ford I gave you, I kind of missed that one a little bit. But
Which one was it?
I
hey,
actually
man, it sucks, man. It sucks.
Oh,
right.
I see why you.
I mean, it's in the right hands. It's in the right hands. But
It's gonna be in these hands.
yeah, it's in the right hands because I think what happened with me is I just oversprayed it one time and just got frustrated with it instead of just letting it wearing it the way it was supposed to be worn.
what did you give him?
Casa Azura.
Yeah, I already had the body spray, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I knew what the fragrance was gonna be like. And
Mm-hmm.
Rock said, "Man, it's good, bro." I'm like, "Well, okay, okay, send it
But
to
you
me,
know
man."
why I didn't? You know why I had to get rid of it? It had a lot of vetiver in it, and
Yeah,
so
Mm.
yeah.
right. So
I told him you hate Vetiver, man. You hate it. Send it my
Oh,
way.
he's been a bit of
mhm.
he's been a bit of a menace this whole time.
You said
Vetiver is
you
Hate it.
okay. You
smell
just
like an
cannot
old man.
overspray vetiver. You will smell like you in a nursing home for real. I'm not lying to you. At least that's how it is in my skin. So
Okay, okay, Rock. Let me do this. Dre, you got original vetiver coming, right?
Yes, sir.
When you get that, try that, and then give Rock your opinion on it because I love it, man. This is
Me
I
good
was I
too.
stuff.
might love it too. I'm not really a I was a fan of Tom Ford Gray Vetiver.
mhm.
Mm,
So, you know, to me, it doesn't really come off as old. It just comes off as kind of chill mode.
mm,
I'm
Yeah.
talking about vetiver, not
Not
any
top tier.
particular one, just
Right.
vetiver
mm,
itself. It just
mm.
it doesn't come off like anything that's mass appealing or anything like that. It's just like that's where that's I think that's the one I would choose for my anything with
Vetiver
vetiver.
scent.
Something I would choose for my laundry scent.
Now
Wait a minute. Wait.
he says laundry shit, but
What?
I mean
He's trying to
there are
jab at
some
somebody,
fragrances
man.
there because I
Nah.
mean it's kind of hard. It's kind of
What's
hard
that?
to find a male, a very masculine fragrance without having vetiver in it. So don't
Mm,
get it twisted. There are quite a few fragrances in my collection that does contain vetiver as a note, but it's mixed.
I'm saying like heavy vetiver.
Right, it blended so well to the point where you don't pick up on a lot of it, right? And so, but those particular fragrances that we were talking about, especially with vetiver in the name, just
mm,
comes off like that to me because it was
mm.
that one and it was French Lover, and I don't even think French Lover has a lot of vetiver in it. That one and French Lover that I loved at first, but I got too carried away on the trigger one time. I was like, no, I can't do this. Can't do it.
He's like,
Somebody else.
he
Give it to
got damn
somebody
Jesus
else.
Christ.
He said, damn the post points. I'm going in. I'm going
Mhm.
in.
So
Can't do it.
Dre, tell us about your collection, man. Where are you? How'd you
Uh-oh.
start? Are you happy with it? Have you done
um,
anything different with it?
I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Mm,
Oh no, I didn't. I remember it again.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna save it. So, I pretty much started kind of like Rock said, all designer, just buying anything, and then I got off into the world of fragrance. So then I just started listening to everybody, just started buying anything again. Then I jumped up to the niche and started buying all of that too. Well, not really buying, trading, and then well, no, let me backtrack. So when I got off of designer, my very first niche fragrance that I sold the moment I had the chance. Bond number 9, West Side.
You
mm.
sold it?
That stuff smelled like old lady, and I lied to myself for years saying that smelled good. It's trash. And Bond number 9, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for that. Sorry,
You say you need to be ashamed of yourself.
guys. So then I moved over to I stayed just getting almost anything for a while. Got heavy on Rosa. Stayed there for a long time. And then like I mentioned on plenty of shows, what you told me about the purpose of a collection, and I had to start looking at that. So right now I am mainly staying around I wanna say maybe 4 or 5 houses. Um
Mm.
we got Rosa, Boadicea, Zerjoff, Joe Malone. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much where I'm staying at the moment. Like, I mean, I will veer off some. If there's something that sounds good enough to have, but for the most part, those are going to be my go-tos. Because I'm kind of getting to the point now, like y'all said, like we good on. I don't need nothing. There's just stuff I want. Like, and being that, like y'all know, I collect a lot of the exclusive stuff. Um, I'll go after that, and usually that's only with certain houses, of course. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I'm pretty good where I am, but I'm still gonna get stuff because why not?
Well, let me say how I am. I work off a list, and I'll do a lot of sampling before I put something on the list. I don't buy directly, meaning I don't buy instantaneously. If I go in the store, I get a sample, I come on with it because I don't want to have buyer's remorse. It might smell great in the store. You get home, spray it 2 days later, and you're like, man, this ain't all of what I thought it was. So I'll put it on a list and I'll work off that list. Sometimes fragrances move up and down on that list on, order to get them. And I'll just check off the list when I see something I want. I do a lot of like Dre is doing. I do a lot of purpose collecting. When I say purpose collecting, I usually work through one particular house and get all the ones from that house I like before I move on to a next house. And so if that house has exclusives or it has a particular grouping that's unique and hard to come by and of good quality, I'll try to collect all of those that I like out of that group, and then I'll go based on that. So what I buy, I like. I plan on keeping it. Has value. If I have to sell it, I know I can get a pretty decent amount of money back from it. And I think in the end, I think we're all like this. I don't want to smell like everybody else. The frat community is a small world. But even though with it being small, I still don't want to walk into a room with 40 people and 2 people smell just like me. So Rock didn't have that to worry about because Rock, he creates potions, fragrance potions.
I think he'll take something and create a whole different thing out of it.
I'm glad he brought that point up because a lot of times it was a discussion yesterday talking about designer versus niche, and he brought up a real good concept. When you're going after exclusive stuff, we're doing it because it's a passion. And second, because it smells good. And third, originality, because we don't want to smell like anyone else.
That's right.
But it's something about getting an exclusive fragrance and the value increase over time, especially when they're very hard to get. Yeah. And I don't have that yet, but I can tell that the other three, when they have that special piece, that's what makes having a collection worth what it is. You know what I mean? That it gains value as it get older, and it's just exclusive, and it just holds a special place there. So when people are doing shopping and things like that, as you go through your journey, one of the main reasons why you should start leaning in that direction is because now your passion is now somewhat like an investment that can also give you yield if any of the times that you want to move or something like that, if that makes sense. And that's one of the things I always admired about y'all collections because you had these rare exclusives.
And I'll tell you something else, especially when you get to talk about numbers like Dre and Rock has, you better have something of value in there. Because when you spend the kind of money they're spending on fragrances, you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on junk. So it has to have value. And you talking about over 100 plus fragrances.
Yeah.
Anybody can have $2 fragrances, 100 bottles of them, but then you got 100 bottles of junk. But if you have quality products, and Rock, I'll say he takes it. We call him the professor because Rock takes things to a whole different level, man.
he ain't gonna let nothing just sit and be itself.
No. Man, Rock, my boy
He's gonna
Rock
make it a whole different thing.
He'll take a bottle and say, I smell rose. Let me see what other fragrance I got rose in, and let's see if I can mix this together and make this and concoction and this and that. And we're like,
and y'all think I'm just doing that on purpose just to be creative and this, that, and the other.
You not?
One is
Are you not?
The addiction that we have to this hobby is the fact that we, for the most part, because I done seen Dre, he done bought bottles that he said was good, and then 3 weeks later he's selling it, right? So I think the addiction that we have to this game is the fact that we're smelling something new, right? And so when you're not when you're on what you call a so-called no buy, or this, that, and the other, you still have that feeling. You still want to be able to smell something new. So for me, what I do is I use what I got to create something new, right? And so I go from there. So I don't have to actually go in my bag to go buy a new fragrance and this, that, and the other. I can save that money to do whatever. I just use fragrances. And I'll be like, okay, well, to give this some play, because there's some fragrances that you got in your collection, you only want to smell them by themselves. You just want to enjoy that, right? But some of the more lesser the fragrances that you got in your collection that you don't use more, or it's missing a certain to it, you're like, okay, well, shoot, let me add this to it, or let me have that. Or it can be a fragrance that does stand on its own. Just because you layer does not mean a fragrance cannot stand on its own. Again, I do it to create a new experience, right? And so I go from there, and again, it causes me to be able to, when it's just like, and forgive me. I mean, we're 4 men sitting here, so forgive me.
Oh, shit. Okay, man.
Right. So when you head out to the club at night, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't going. Not
right.
me.
Well, when you head out in the street and you're looking at all these women and this, that, and the other, right?
No, not me. Not me.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Is that
ain't getting me in trouble like that, man?
Is when you go out with a loaded gun, you liable to shoot anybody, right? You shoot your gun off before you head out in them streets. You might be more picky about what you find. Right, so
we can't have alcohol before no more shows.
This is out of control. It always goes out of control. But hold on, let me explain something real quick.
Oh shit! What's that?
I never do no buys. Never. I'm never ever in life ever gonna do a no buy in my life. Not doing it. And I'll be selling stuff that's good. I'll be having to make room for other stuff.
Let me tell you, Rob. Let me defend him. If he's selling something that he said was good, that means he found a prettier bottle elsewhere.
that's all it really boiled down to. Like I'll be having to get rid of stuff, and a lot of them I hate to do it with, but at the same time,
I didn't say that to pick on Dre. What I was saying is,
I know what you're saying.
No,
right,
but even with the ones that you're talking about, like let's say for instance, Bernie got a couple of bottles that I didn't want to get rid of, but I also know that he's looking, and I've already thoroughly enjoyed them. So I'm like, okay, I'll give him the chance to enjoy it. I can get it back again on the back end because I mean, we got so many. I got stuff that can take up for that.
Right.
So I don't be really tripping. What I
was saying is that the addiction at this point is just smelling something new. Right.
Yeah, it's basically just getting the new stuff.
It's like, because I mean, I didn't got fragrances that I didn't bought and smelled it and loved it, but they haven't had the opportunity to be worn out in the street yet. Right, and because it's not, we don't buy them to hurry up and it becomes our signature scent, right? No, it becomes part of a collection, and when it fits in or when it gets worn, that's when it gets worn. So,
because a lot of times we gotta give it a chance to see where it lands in the collection. I mean, and I know all of us are going through the same thing besides Leonard because he only gets stuff that he has on the list. But the rest of us,
I don't purge either.
I was about to say the rest of us.
And that's another thing about it is because within the last 3 weeks, I didn't bought about 10 new fragrances, right? And so in this week alone, I had a couple of lunch dates, and neither one of those fragrances made the cut as far as what I'm wearing on that particular date because I got the tried and true stuff that I want to hurt.
Your go-tos.
Right, exactly.
Say, let me ask this question, Rob. How many of those ladies you went on a lunch date with made the cut?
Made the cut as far as what?
Not the ladies.
The rotation.
How many of those stay in the rotation?
That one right there. That's the only one that makes sense.
Good answer.
I like it.
He's a good one.
But no, seriously
Ah,
though, that is a good thing to have though. Not for what y'all talking about, but
Hey, I wasn't saying nothing, man.
not for that
No,
part. I'm talking about
back on track. Back on track.
not for what y'all talking about, but it is good.
mm,
I don't
So
even know
let,
I'm
let me
mentioning
let
it.
me let me let me let me kind of reel it in a little bit.
what's up?
In your opinion, what would be a good reason for a listening audience to listen to what our show brings to them?
Because we goofballs.
Because we do what?
Because we goofballs.
Well, I'm not going to
Speak.
say that. I mean, I hope at at some point, because me personally, I do want to be taken seriously as fragrance content creators, but ones that you can laugh with, right?
Yeah.
So, right. So I do enjoy the fact that we do add humor into our stuff and this, that, and the other, right? But the thing is that we are independent voices, and we do have a vast different type of collections and this, that, and the other, and we offer different points of view inside the game. What I would want this channel to grow into is just like social media or any other platform, is to talk about what's popular within FragCom, what can help the consumer within FragCom, um, you know, um, and just the nuances in and out of FragCom before. We all are in it. We've been in various fragrance groups, and we know what the issues are. And what we're trying to do is be a platform to bring it out into the community so they can actually talk about it, right? We started off as a live show, and once and we are going to continue to do live shows, but and we want to include an audience within that, those live shows, to be able to converse with us and be able to talk back and forth and get their point of view on what it is that we're talking about, and add their input as far as what we're saying. Now you have that option now within the comments, where you can comment and everything. But we also want you guys to be able, we want to be able to hear your voice, be able to see you, and and just also allow everyone else to know that we're here, and so we can go from there.
I was about to say, and to even piggyback off of that, just I mean, because we're just four dudes that love fragrances, so there's some things that we can also get wrong, and we're a community here, so
Mhm.
it'd be good just to hear y'all thoughts if we get something wrong to just correct us on it or whatever. Um, and like you said, Rock, the live shows are great for that because somebody can come in and say,
Mhm.
okay, well this is different from what you said,
Mhm.
and then we can even learn. Like we can learn from each other. This is basically like a learning program where we
Right.
just have fun. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
that's why we want. That's why we always want people to comment. Like different ideas they may want us to talk about or stuff like that, or just anything because we can learn just as well as y'all learn from us. Like because we're four different entities, but we don't know everything, all the ins and outs of everything everywhere. So we're not opposed to learning stuff ourselves because we're all in learning mode.
And then one thing that we can actually say that you're probably not going to learn from us is anything about clone fragrances and anything about designer fragrances, because that's just not our space. And we're not saying that to say that we're above those and this, that, and the other.
Yes, we are.
Right. But, um, right. We just,
My bad.
it's just not our space. I'm at a point where I just don't look at designer fragrances anymore.
Nah.
And even though
What?
that I said just 10 minutes ago that we want to be able to keep up with the Joneses and this, that, and the other, I don't think, at least not as far as I'm concerned, I don't think designer fragrances is going to be part of that a part of that space, nor is clone fragrances is going to be part of that space as far as
But we can't fully say that though because we always, well, let me speak for me. I always kind of
Mhm.
forget that some of the designers are designers, like
Mhm.
Tuxedo and what's the other one you mentioned earlier?
Baby K.
Boy
Yeah,
Dargent,
the boy
Louis,
Agent,
Louis Vuitton, Louis
Hombre
Vuitton.
Nomad.
Yeah.
Like, so
Mhm.
I think we'll always actually be part of the designer community, just not the lower level designers, so to speak.
Right. You know which
Be-
fragrance that I always have to remind myself is a designer?
Which one?
Gotti made.
Huh? Oh, does he?
That's a designer.
Mhm.
It's a designer fragrance.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's a clothing designer by trade. Most of his clothes are upscale and sold overseas, so you don't hear a lot about it. But he's a clothing designer by trade. Fragrances
Yeah,
is a
see,
high gig for him.
that's what I'm saying. I think we always gonna be at least a few of us. Leonard, not so much because you don't get nothing but stuff we've never heard of before. Then you'll just pop out with it and
That's
won't
it.
tell us where to get it because you try to be stingy
You don't
about it.
need it. You don't need to
The
know, man. You
gatekeeper.
don't.
Yeah,
Like,
the gatekeeper.
well, ain't
It's not.
gatekeeping.
Mhm.
It doesn't smell good on you, man. I can tell you that now. B man, what do you think? What do you think would be a good reason for listeners to tune in our channel? What do you see from us that's beneficial, and what joys do you get out of it?
I mean, it's a one-stop shop. You from the beginning when we walk you through, because what we wanted to do is not assume that the show is just made for people who had experience. We wanted to make sure we hit everybody. So we did our educational stuff in the beginning, and then we just started going down this journey of talking about different things that people want to know about, but they get shot down in forums, and no other content creator is really putting that information out for them. So we kind of give them that information, educate, just like Dre said, we're learning as we're going along. We came from the community, but we came together as one to try to get all of the information out to you so that you can truly enjoy this journey and this passion of getting fragrances. Especially like the last few shows, the one on how to buy online, some things you need to watch out for, pointing out particular things as far as like notes and things like that. We did the thing with what would you wear in this occasion versus that occasion. I mean, you're getting so much in one shot, and then you're getting it from different people, so you get more different perspectives. So that's the thing that I feel that when you come to us, you're getting everything in one stop shop. We don't have any limitations in what we can do because no one's regulating what we do.
That's right.
We create our own lane, and the thing is, we have passion for the people who's following the show. We want to reach out to more people. You don't have to be embarrassed to ask questions about what this is or what that is. And with the guys doing the purge, we're talking about $600 bottles. They dropping them for 240. Why? Because Dre honestly open. I want people to enjoy it too. You know, some people don't have the money. You know, so I'm gonna reduce it. I remember when we first came together, he was doing giveaways. You know, so the thing is that I think
Oh,
He
the
losing my
was.
guys,
damn mind.
Yeah, he
Oh,
you
was.
know,
losing.
He was giving
yeah,
away fragrances like
yeah, he had the
he was
roaster
giving
joint
away
when
fragrances
we,
like Nino Brown giving away turkeys.
I was
yeah,
going crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mhm.
I was losing it. 'Cause I was like,
I
I
think.
was just, I was in such a space. Was not to say that I'm not in that space now, but just at the time, it was like I'm brand to an extent. I was still brand new to the game, and I
mhm,
knew what I was enjoying. And I'm like, just me being having a love for the community and knowing because I've always been that type of person. If you want something and I have the chance to get it for you, cool, whatever. I'm not really tripping because I mean we'll always get it back some type of way. But
mhm.
at the time I was just like, okay, I'm enjoying this. And I keep telling everybody I'm enjoying this, and then I keep getting these comments that say, man, I wish I had it. Oh, I wish I could get it, but I got 17 babies at home and
Good God.
my my wife is working one
One
job
job.
with one leg and she won't allow me and blah blah blah. Like it's just a bunch of different stories of all types of
Yeah.
reasons that people can't get it at that point in time. So I'm like, well, and even like college kids, that college dudes that were coming up in the game, but they wanted to get their hands on some of the more exclusive, well, I guess exclusive niche, whatever.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, I'm doing pretty well for myself. Why not, man? Just you have that, man. Ain't nothing. I ain't tripping. Look, there you go.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I'll echo on everything the guy said. I think what's fulfilling to me is that with this group that we have is that I think giving back, watching people that, like Bernie said, they go into the game. They don't know what to ask. They're afraid to ask the question because they don't want to give the parents to have people believe that they're not knowledgeable. And I get joy out of helping people go from not knowing about fragrances to learning about fragrances. And I think we as a group, we all agree that we're in it because we look at the frat community as a family. Just like we consider ourselves family, we look at the frat community as family. So that's the love I get out of it because this is something we're passionate about. And I can say this, and I think this should have some value to it. Dre, like he said, he does giveaways. We've as a group we've done a giveaway or two, and probably be doing more in the future because we want people to help out too. And I think tonight we can ask Rock to give away that blockade to Bernie.
Put it in the comments, everybody.
Let's get Bernie blockade.
Bernie, and it's a reason. It's a reason, people. Bernie's got a daughter that's still in his blaming rose or red rose. I don't whatever that is. He can't keep his fragrance. Blooming rose. So I mean, Bernie's in desperate shape, man. He's in desperate shape. Rock,
you got what, 3 bottles left now?
Sam taught me pretty good, yo. That one when he sent the screenshot when she went on the trip and she done snatched my three of a kind. That's a good God Almighty, yo. She's spicy.
That's a beg for desperation, Rock. You need to help your boy out, man. Come on now, don't be like that.
Well, see, he don't have no something in place or whatever that's gonna stop her from doing it. So if I give him the blockade,
I'm gonna think she might gonna get that too.
She gonna grab that too. So
that's mango, Daddy. That's mango.
He gonna grab that too.
Well, that's from Uncle Rock. That's who that's from, baby, Uncle Rock.
He got that going on the lock and key.
And you like, shit, what the hell?
I'll say for the moment. All you gotta do is wait for no, we ain't. We still going. We're going on forever, guys. It's gonna be a 3-hour live today.
Good God Almighty.
It's gonna be a 3-hour live. It's gonna be minus one other person because Hey, Dre. And what you drinking, the amount of water you've been drinking, bro, you won't be on much longer, man. You'll go.
Yeah, you're right.
I've been killing the whole bottle up. I said, Lord.
This is my second bottle of water too.
Well, let's close it out. Rock, Bernie, Dre.
So what is that we're trying to get out? What are
closing out
goals?
Huh?
Have we discussed what our goals are going to be, or what? We good?
Oh yeah, we got to get to the goals. We got to get to the goals, fellows.
I thought we covered that.
We covered our goals. Okay.
Unless the whatever we was on, I don't know. I'm confused.
Oh, okay. Well,
y'all get to y'all.
Well, my goal, y'all, is for y'all to watch, subscribe, share, follow, get us on the map. To the point where we're one of the biggest content creators in FragCom. So share us out. And let's do this a little bit at a time. This is taping on the 15th, right? And I'm not sure when it's going to air. But hell, let's push toward getting us to 250 subscribers, folks. Do that. Help us do that. Do that for us. Let's put out this content And if we're not talking or we're not saying anything that allows it, that speaks to you to the point that helps us get up to 250 followers or 250 subscribers, let us know what it is that you want us to talk about that's going to help us get there. Right? Okay, because as the fellas have said, I'm pretty sure that we're just as good as anybody else that's out there. Right? So let's put our name out there and get us up and get our numbers up. Let's do that. So that's a goal that I have. And if you look out for us, we'll look out for you by putting out the great content and doing other things that we look forward to being able to do it. We want to be able to do giveaways. We want
That's
to be
what I was on my way to.
right. We want to be able to do all that stuff, but we want to we need a justification for it. Not that we don't like our intimate following. Not that we don't like that we appreciate everybody, but our goal is also to grow the channel. We will start to put out more content, little shorts, little comedy skits, or whatever the case may be. You may see me do a lot more descriptions of fragrances, right? And Dre is good with the comedy skits, so we might see more from that.
Well, I gotta start coming out with more of those because I got some ideas in my head.
we definitely are trying to grow, and we need you guys to kind of help us do that. So,
Most definitely. What's everybody saying today though?
Oh, I am wearing Sedley, and it's crazy that y'all talked about me today.
Oh shit!
You know, I layered it with Pacific Rock Moss, right?
That's what I gotta get.
Who's that?
That's
Who's that by?
Goldfield and Banks right there, Jack.
Goldfield and Banks, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now with this one, I'm sorry, I can't tell you the notes off the top of my head, but I'm gonna go ahead and look them up. I'm sorry.
Okay. What about you, Leonard? What's your scent of the day, brother?
I'm doing fragrance from Fort Manley. I don't know if that's clear. It's called 40 Thieves. It's from an Australian house. It's a discontinued version. And it's one of the collectibles. I've got about 3 from that house. I've got 2 more I've got my eyes on. Just waiting to snag them when I can find them.
Indiana Jones. What about you, Dre? What you rocking over there, man? Oh, damn. Roger. What's your scent of the day, Roger? My bad.
Oh, my bad. Oh.
That water got him, man.
Yeah, you taking it to the head, son.
Hey, man, he trying to concentrate, man, so he don't laugh.
I got something new. Well, yeah. I went with something new. Don't know what's in it, so don't ask me. Millesime Imperial.
Oh, wow. Creed. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting my Creed bag a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And this is actually better than I thought it was. I heard it don't last that long, but we'll see.
Hey, man, be careful tipping around in my house over there, man.
I heard some things.
Hey, man, you've been warned. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I did that. I'm not good in the layering situations. I got to start testing that out.
I mean, it ain't for everybody. Like I said, I do it because of the fact that, I can't buy as much as I want to or whenever I want to. I got to be strategic. And so,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I got to start doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, I did that Sadly Green yesterday, I think.
I got to start being more strategic myself because it's ridiculous.
And my scent of the day is a vintage Creed. Yes, it did the damn thing today. Yeah, went with the vintage one. I got this from one of the brothers in the Frag Illuminati.
Of
so
course.
I really appreciate that.
I should have got that one too.
Is that a specific batch And since we're talking about inventions,
it's a bat. She told me the number, but I was like, man, the hell with the number. I just let me get that. I need that up off you, bro.
That one
I think it's
is
18.
11, 12,
No,
48.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not. I don't think it's that old. It's 18,
Nah,
2018, 2019.
I'm just making stuff up, man. You know what I'm talking about.
That's that Jimmy Carter Creed. Yeah, that just that's
you
Jimmy
said
Carter joint.
1978 Creed.
Yeah. The piggyback
You got
on
a Venice.
go ahead. I was
I
gonna
said
say
you
something.
you got it.
off of Rock.
You got a Venice before it came out, man. It didn't come out to 2010. You got a 1978.
You got
that's
one.
what
He was
had
still
all the
thinking about
smoke.
doing it.
Yeah,
with nothing but smoke in there.
Another thing that to tag on to what Rock was saying as far as like the goals is the reason why we talk about the subscribers and for you to build the numbers is because once the numbers build, they allow us to do more giveaways and give us more abilities to expand and do other things. So as you increase put it out there and push our channel out, and we get more subscribers, it open us up to do a whole lot of other things. You don't know what we talk about in chat on doing a giveaway, doing this, doing that. But with us not having the numbers that we have, it kind of makes it more difficult. So as you expand and put our channel out there, it opens us up to do a whole lot more things to the community because we really appreciate the support and we want to do more. So the more you support us, the more that we can do.
Most definitely.
All right, fellas. So Lenny, you gonna Rock take us out. So Lenny, you have anything to add?
No, man. I just appreciate everybody tuning in, man, and want them to understand the value that we offer them and what we can provide to them. We're there for them. We're available. We actually care about what it is that they want to talk about, and we want to be a good resource. So that's pretty much my goal for the group is to be a support system for people that in the frag community that wants to talk about frags, experience frags, and grow with frags. So, I think I have a love for it just like the rest of you all have for it. And I look forward to the next level we go to.
Yes, sir. And I just want to help people do stuff.
Legally.
And I thoroughly appreciate it. I most definitely appreciate it. Shoot.
Mr. Rock.
What up, though?
Boy,
He going to sleep.
Man,
Y'all going
them shots done caught up with him. Them shots done laid his ass down. He laid back and cocked the hat to the side.
Man, I don't know what Rock had in that glass, man, but
he took a good hit.
Yeah, man, it looked
cool,
like it hit him back.
I'm just chilling, but it's cool.
Say,
so y'all
man,
ready to do this?
Yeah, if the music cut on, I know Rock's all the way out, man. Close us out, Rock. Close us out,
everybody.
man.
We the Illuminati, y'all.
Follow.